So it's November the 1st. Here we are, Watery Lane. Is it finished? No. Did you expect it to be, I mean, there is a little part of me that, the old saying goes, a model layout is never finished. So that's my excuse. I know I set myself that, Halloween's not much to do, we'll get it done. A few little bits and pieces have changed, and there's one thing I'm gonna try in a minute, so I've got to move everything. I'll give you a quick look around in a moment, and this is the next step. I kind of realised the other day I got to kind of reorganise the order I was going to do things. Remember I said I was going to put a fence along and the nameplate on, arrange things. And then I thought, no, before I do that, it'd be a very good idea to have the wall drilled and have the plates I've got so far up on the wall, so that I could put plastic sheets across the layout without there being too much kind of in the way. And so, as you'll see in a moment, the plates are on the wall. I have left a gap this side, as I will show you, for hopefully future purchases, So that's done, which was going to be one of the last things, but then I suddenly, as I said, thought, no, that needs to be pretty soon, before anything else kind of happens. So now I'm thinking as well, before this little fence goes on, because my idea is it's going to be slightly raised above that, so it could have a little bit of, vulnerability, shall we say. Like if I'm leaning and I'm leaning over to reach the wall, I might bend it, snap it back off, so I'm thinking that's now got to be one of the last things. I need to get the wall done, So I finally opened the tube, remember me saying? And here we have, in 3 pieces, is going to be the backdrop. So there's one, numbers black, they are numbers, which helps a fool like me that gets everything mixed up. That's 3 of 3, so that would be the piece for that end. And what it actually is wallpaper. I'll just put that on there a moment. So allegedly, you spray water on the wall. This must have a glue backing. It's classed as premium paper. I've never wallpapered before in my life. I did kind of, I say jokingly, it wasn't really. I did text my sister earlier because she likes wallpapering, she's quite good at it, and I said, you don't fancy doing a bit of wallpapering, do you? She was like, I'll come Friday. I was like, you can't, I'm in Edinburgh. So she was like, you're on your own. So I was like, okay, let's have a go. So this is 1 of 3, so that's gonna go here. So I literally got to trim the top off, spray the wall, plonk it on. My favourite saying, what could possibly go wrong? I don't have my clicker for a start on. So you've kind of got the gist what the backdrop's going to be. I'll show you when it's on the wall, hopefully. So very dirty, industrial, nice backdrop, hopefully, across there. So now I've got my clicker, it's cut. Let me show you my plates. Then I'll show you this on the wall, I hope. So here we go. Obviously, I'll try not to tread on where I've just dropped the wallpaper. Eric's got, here's the layout down here. Eric's got Pride of Place, naturally. Bahamas is just up above, and nice little kind of wagon plate I picked up from a Seven Valley Gala one year. And of course Sherwood, which I picked up from the, is that firework? I hope. I hope so, not the boiler. Anyway, from the Dean Forest Railway, that one. So that one was, as I showed you the other week, the Gromont MPD shed shop, and Bahamas was from the stall at Worley. So there we go, my little LMS wall is forming. And as you can see, I got a gap there. What I'm hoping is, eventually, perhaps a 44806 plate there, or more LMS. Maybe a great big Eric Tracy name across the top. We shall see. But I've kind of left it for, you know, future growth there. So I think the wallpaper, here's the layout, I think it's going to come up to about there. So you can see, there we go. So you can see why I've positioned those sort of at the height they are. So without further ado, let's spray the wall. So just before I do that, here's the layout as it is at the moment. There are some, well, some horses have roamed in, but they're not staying, all of them. I was playing with them the other day. So I think that one's a very curious looking one, with the white. I don't think I've ever seen a horse with white hair. And obviously that's the plastic straw they gave you. That's going for my, there's the caravan. And here are my barrels now. Oh, there's my favourite horse. He's staying. What I was doing the other day was playing with my spray paints again, because these, if I show you, were all very, there we go. See how just generic brown plastic? Well, now, put them back. Look at them now. I used the brown sleeper grime, and then I put a dusting of the weathered black over them, just to dirty up the barrels and make them, I move one out, that's a bit better. Bring that. Is that showing up? Can you see like how now they're two-tone and bits of black hopefully authentically drop down on them? Put them back, there we go. And then while I was at it, I thought to myself, aha, they're coal sacks. So I did exactly the same with those. They were all a variety of colours. I don't know if there's, no, I did the bottoms as well, because there are some I want to lie down. I'm sure there was one, I missed the bottom of there just to show you. Ah, there, look at the colour. He's like grey, but now, yeah, that's definitely fireworks. Now they're kind of like browny, weathery black, rather than all being solid plastic colours. Possibly the light is not showing them up again, how they look to the eye, but you can see from the card, like where I've moved the sacks. I'm moving that one, there you go. You know, how much has gone onto them too. And I've got a gradient, like lighter brown there, and they go down to greyish, down to almost black. I just need to paint. I'm going to paint the open ones, the open sacks, and put a little bit of black so it's more sort of authentic coal. So I'm back in the chair. It's dark outside, but is there any wallpaper up? Let's find out. So here we go. We have wallpaper. I will admit, I didn't do it. I did cut it because, as you saw on the top, there was like white borders marking piece 1, 2, 3. So I did the cutting because I like cutting. I'm quite okay at doing straight lines, and I had to cut down the side of that one too. The wall's slightly wonky, I promise you. It's not my cutting, as you can see, it's slightly at the bottom. But that is definitely the wall slightly akimbo, not me. So what do you think, guys? I'm quite excited. I think it finally looks like a layout. What do we think? So Sherwood, I've reversed Sherwood. He went on the turntable whilst he was missing. And Eric, of course, he's beautiful LMS, guys. My favourite horse, still grazing the boat's back, and I've positioned the barrels, not necessarily going to fix those down, I don't think. I might move them around, and some of the coal sacks have appeared that don't need painting in the tops because they're tired. Some of those horses are going, but I thought for the purpose of the video, they can have their minute of fame. So, let me just back up without hitting the wall. Watery Lane, welcome. You're nearly done. So yes, it wasn't quite finished for Halloween as I hoped. However, I do feel Watery Lane is that one step closer to completion. So now I think it's just a simple case of just small jobs, touching the top of the coal bags as I mentioned, putting the fence along, name plaque, paint the blinders, put them in position, and then will I finally be able to say the layout is complete? Maybe next time I come back, you will actually see my little beautiful black vibes having just a very tiny shunt up and down of Watery Lane amongst this dirty, grimy Midland scene. So as always, thank you for watching, and well, once I've done that, you know what's coming. It's gonna be double O. Until next time, bye.